President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. approves the turnover of Vice President Sara Duterte's tax records to the Senate Impeachment Court. The Supreme Court declares vessel sea tracking meant to curb illegal fishing unconstitutional. Meralco Chair Manny Pangilinan warns the power industry may not survive if system loss charges are removed in full. K-pop group BTS boycotts the Grammy Awards. And Filipina tennis star Alex Eala ends the reign of Canadian Leylah Fernandez at the Washington Open. The Bureau of Internal Revenue turns over the tax records of Vice President Sara Duterte to the Senate Impeachment Court after President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s approval. The tax records also include those of Duterte's husband Man Scarpio and companies linked to the couple. The Senate Impeachment Court agreed to issue subpoenas for these financial records on July 20. Presiding Officer Cheese Escudero ruled that an authorization from the President is required to open the tax records following Section 71 of the National Tax Code. Palace Press Officer Claire Castro explains Marcos's decision.
So kung yan ang sinasabi po at kinakailangan na magbigay siya ng kanyang approval sa BIR para mabuksan ang tax records nila VP Sara at ni Atty. Man Scarpio, at ito naman ay para sa katotohanan. Hindi niya po ipagkakait ang katotohanan sa ating mga kababayan.
These records are among the pieces of evidence that House prosecutors intend to use to prove the first article of impeachment, Duterte's alleged unexplained wealth. A House Justice Committee hearing on Duterte's impeachment complaints found a total of 6.77 billion pesos in large and suspicious transactions flowed through the bank accounts of the couple from 2006 to 2025. The Supreme Court declares unconstitutional the government policy requiring commercial fishing vessels to install a vessel monitoring system. The SC rules the policy violates commercial fishing operators' constitutional rights against unreasonable searches and seizures, as well as their rights to due process and equal protection. The decision affirms the 2021 decision that declared Fisheries Administrative Order 266 unconstitutional. FAO number 266 set the guidelines for vessel monitoring measures and an electronic reporting system for commercial Philippine-flagged fishing vessels. The policy aims to curb illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, or IUU, by tracking vessel locations, fish catch, and ports of departure and arrival. The High Court says the government failed to show that the vessel monitoring system is effective in detecting IUU fishing violations. The court adds the policy exceeded parameters in monitoring and surveillance of commercial fishing vessels and permits unreasonable searches and seizures. Meralco Chairman Manny V. Pangilinan warns the Philippine power industry may not survive if system loss charges from electricity bills are removed in full. This after President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said in his State of the Nation address that system loss charges should not be passed on to the consumer. Pangilinan did not say yes when asked if he would execute the order, but says he wanted to talk to Marcos first. He adds, Meralco's distribution rate had been unchanged since July 2015, and the recent increases in electricity bills come from other parts of the power supply chain.
Tens of billions of pesos. We will not survive. There's some loss system there.
Yes.
It's not gonna disappear.
Yes.
Right? So who's gonna pay for that?
Pangilinan also expresses support for Marcos's push to reduce electricity rates, but adds the causes of the sudden rise in electricity must be addressed first. K-pop group BTS will not submit any music for consideration at the 69th Annual Grammy Awards in February 2027. This comes after criticism over the Academy's new category for Best Asian Pop Music Performance. This marks the first time one of the biggest names in K-pop opts out of the award ceremony. Each member of the group shares the news in a post on Instagram. It says, "We have decided not to enter the Grammys this year. I hope that music can be heard and loved for what it is, rather than being divided by region or language." In response, the Recording Academy expresses disappointment in BTS's decision. Grammy CEO Harvey Mason Jr. says he was saddened to hear the news, but adds, "As a music creator, I understand and respect their decision." But Mason clarifies submitting music to any category does not prevent an artist or group from being considered for the general field categories. On March 20, BTS released the comeback album Arirang after a hiatus for their members to complete military service. The album topped the Billboard 200 chart for 2 consecutive weeks. Filipina tennis star Alex Eala earns her spot in the quarterfinals of the Washington Open after her win over defending champion Leylah Fernandez of Canada on Thursday, July 30, Manila time. Eala shows her grit in the second set, rallying from a 1-5 deficit and capitalizing on Fernandez's errors to close out the match in straight sets. She grabs a 5-1 lead in the tiebreak on Fernandez's errors before she fires back-to-back forehand winners to finish the game in 1 hour and 53 minutes. Eala will face the winner in the match between Ukraine's Elina Svitolina and Uzbekistan's Polina Kudermetova. And that's today's wrap. I'm JC Gutinga. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. For more updates, download the wRap.